The human race, we can do some pretty nasty things. Sometimes we can leave each other on red. Other times we can take the last piece of pie without asking. But sometimes we go a bit too far by bombing nuclear waste into our ocean, and that's where we really need to draw the line. Welcome back to InformOverload. We tell you the news and we make it entertaining. I'm your host for the day, Michael Mello, and if you're new here, thanks for checking us out. Why don't you hit that sub button and give us a follow on social media at InformOverload. Before we start today's video, I want to know in the comment section below, what would you do if you found out that there was nuclear waste in the closest bay of water near you? Because honestly, I have no idea what I would do. I'd just be like, "Meh." Deadly levels of radiation have been discovered in a group of islands between Australia and Hawaii, known as the Marshall Islands. Now, I'm sure many of you are familiar with the toxic levels at Chernobyl and Fukushima due to the recent news coverages on them. Well, apparently the radiation levels at Marshall Islands are 1,000 times higher than both previous nuclear power stations mentioned, says researchers at Columbia University. The islands, which can be found in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, went from tropical paradise to nuclear disaster after it took a major hit in between 1946 and 1958. It's similar to how your ex went from being the person of your dreams to your worst nightmare, all in the span of a couple of years. I mean, nuclear toxic waste, your ex, I mean, they're pretty much on the same level here. Anyways, as mentioned, in between 1946 and 1958, the US hit the Marshall Island with 60 nuclear bombs as they were testing out their weapon. Because, you know, who needs water, am I right? I mean, we don't need that stuff or anything. When the US dropped this bomb, locals to the area were forced to move away, and even now in 2019, the nuclear waste is still very strong in the waters. Even though many people have left the islands, there are still an estimated 50,000 people still living in the Marshall Islands. During the bombing, some residents saw the falling bomb residue and thought it was snow. When they reached out to touch it, they experienced severe burns, hair loss, and it even led to them feeling nauseous, and some people developed cancer later on in life. That's what the Los Angeles Times reports. The most common cause of death from citizens still on the island to this day is cancer and diabetes. Doctors believe this is due to the high levels of plutonium found within the area. In an attempt to contain the nuclear waste, the US government has installed a dome around the islands. However, it has been reported now that the radiation is leaking through the dome and into the ocean. In a release statement, the researchers wrote, "The presence of radioactive isotopes on the islands are a real concern, and the residences should be warned against any use of island." With this in mind, the US government has gone out of its way to claim that the islands are still safe to live on, despite the locals complaining of birth defects, high cancer rates, and high diabetes rates. But I mean, it's the US government, so if they say it's safe, it's probably safe, am I right? I need to go sip some tea, but before I go sip some tea and probably spill it all over the place, let me know in the comment section below how you feel about nuclear waste leaking into our ocean. What does this mean for our future? Vent with me in the comment section below because I want to know how you're all feeling. Speaking of comments, it's time for me to read your comment features from my last video, and since this was a shorter video, I decided to read more comments than usual. Adam Butler says, "Why don't they just storm all the InformOverload videos and make it the most subscribed channel? Something more productive." Honestly, why are we storming Area 51 and Bermuda Triangle when we all know we should be storming the InformOverload YouTube channel? Smart guy. You're a smart guy. Baron B says, "Next, let's storm the IO studios because it can't stop all of us." I'm a very short person and I'm not that strong, so I really couldn't stop you guys. So, come on over. Let's hang out. Joel Angel says, "My theory is Michael's gonna finish paying his debt by April 2020. Joel, you have high dreams, and I really appreciate you believing and dreaming, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Unless you give me money, then we can talk it out." Angela Field says, "Love your guys' channel. Can I get a shout out? It's my husband's 14th year anniversary. Angela and Anthony, happy 14th year anniversary. Here's your shout out. 14 years is super impressive. Wishing you nothing but love and happiness." Ski Boy Productions said, "Michael's beard is more full than my future." I mean, where's the lie? I don't know. But honestly, this is all fake, so don't worry. It's all the lighting and the camera tricks. They actually make it look fuller in post-production, so don't worry. It's all fake. You've reached the end of this video. Tap this playlist right over here to watch more InformOverload videos. Turn on your notifications to stay up to date with the most interesting news stories. I'm Michael Mello, and until next time.